Cringe Darling is out in theaters now, select theaters. It's not everywhere. It's only on a limited release right now and stars Willa Fitzgerald and Kyle Gallner. Nothing is what it seems when a twisted one-night stand spirals into a serial killer's vicious murder spree. Kyle Gallner has silently been collecting a bunch of crowns here as a Scream King. I've really liked Kyle Gallner. I've always liked Kyle Gallner since I first saw him on TV. He's the OG Flash to me, or Impulse, I guess is what Smallville called him. I don't know why. They didn't have the rights that was weird. He's come a long way, and the fact that he's had as big of a career as he does shows just the kind of talent that he has. And the same can be said about Willa Fitzgerald. I know her from Reacher, but holy shit. She is just as electric here as Gallner is. And you look at both of them and they're presenting what feels like morally ambiguous characters. Certain character decisions are made where you start to question why they made those decisions based on what you had just watched. This is told in a non-linear fashion. It is split up into 6 chapters and each chapter is presented out of order. So I think it starts like chapter 3, then it'll go to chapter 5, then chapter 1. That's how this movie is structured. And because of that non-linear structure and the fact that they're playing morally ambiguous characters who make decisions that you might not necessarily agree with, it just makes their characters feel even more creepy and cryptic than they already are. And let's talk about that non-linear structure for a minute, because I feel like most movies would probably just tell this straightforward. Not to say that a non-linear narrative is a detriment to a film. Sometimes it can be, but most of the time it's not. It offers up various avenues for different storytelling abilities, and this movie clearly takes advantage of that, because if this movie had been told in a straightforward linear fashion, there is no way the impact would be felt as much for me as an audience member. I feel like I would have gotten the reveals too quickly and too early into the film, whereas having a film like this in a non-linear fashion presented in out of order chapters, put me on the edge of my seat more. It made those cryptic character decisions click in my head as to why they were trying to do it, and then I got the answers later. And I think that that is by design, that is on purpose, because the movie doesn't want to reveal everything to you right off the bat. And there's something that happens with a couple of these character decisions where later on I'm like, okay, now I get it. Whereas if it had happened in a straightforward linear structure, I don't think I would have had such a crazy reaction to anything that was playing off on screen as I did with the non-linear fashion. I think that the non-linear narrative really benefits this movie and makes it blossom into something that is so edgy and creepy and cryptic and just unsettling and uncomfortable, grimy, dirty, nothing you want to watch. It just would have felt too cheap, in my opinion. And because of this non-linear fashion, you're paying attention to what's in the background of many scenes as opposed to what's in the foreground. Because you know, if you pay attention to objects or people that may be populating the background, you're looking at continuity to see if they're in the same position as they are in the other chapters that were presented with those objects or people. And it gives you that anticipation as to what you can actually question. It makes you be kind of a detective along with this serial killer story that's being presented to you. It's you as an audience member trying to piece this chain of events together. Let's talk about Giovanni Ribisi for a minute, because he's not in the movie. He actually does a voiceover in the movie for one part. Other than that, he is nowhere in the movie. He's not the director. He's not the writer. He's the cinematographer. And man, if he can shoot so many movies, I would watch 100 movies shot and photographed by Giovanni Ribisi, like 1,000 of them. This man has a clear sense and a keen eye for what needs to be seen on screen. I'm not taking that away from his acting ability, but I would love to see more movies shot by Giovanni Ribisi. It's like that whole Michael Giacchino thing. Michael Giacchino is a great composer, but when Werewolf by Night came out on Disney Plus, he directed that, and he's showing that he has an ability to direct a movie. Just like how Giovanni Ribisi has shown here with his beautiful wides, his intense close-ups, his very lush feeling of isolation with a lot of his shots in this desolate part of the country, that he has a keen eye and he should be a great cinematographer if he continues to shoot movies instead of act in them. If this is something that he's willing to do going forward. Guys, I loved Strange Darling. This movie floored me and enthralled me. There isn't a movie other than one other movie that has really done that this year. This is a captivating, edge of your seat thriller with fantastic performances presented in a fashion that I think is very beneficial to the movie, with beautiful cinematography by Giovanni Ribisi. Strange Darling belongs in popcorn heaven. So what did you guys think of Strange Darling? If you have seen it, it is in a limited release, as I said at the beginning, so I'm not sure if it's in every theater that could be near you. It could be miles away from you. Might not even be in your city yet. But once it does come to your city, I hope you check it out. If it has, and you have seen it, let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. I'll leave my link to my website in the description below as well. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I will see you at the movies somewhere.